Hello, good morning, namaskar, namaste. Today, I once again appear before you to talk on a subject which is nowadays a burning topic discussed on the public streets, on the public vehicles, and the colleges, or any other public platform. That is regarding SIR. Is for you know it very well that special I for intensive, not for revisions. I don't know why so much of roar, so much of noise, so much of media coverage and attention is given on SIR. It is not that the SIR is happening for the first time in our country. And what is the need of SIR? As you all know, that the population of any country is not static; it is dynamic. The numerical changes does occur due to change of birth cycle and death cycle. The man who is born today is destined to die at some point of time. Naturally, his name is required to be deleted from the electoral list. And at the same time, a man who is born today is going to become an adult citizen of the country, and his name needs to be inserted into the electoral list or voters panel. Now, as you all know that there are certain bodies which are the creature of the Indian constitutions or constitutional functionaries, constitutional bodies or constitutional organs. And there are certain organs or agencies or bodies which are created by statute, by law made by the parliament. And there is a difference between the constitutional bodies and the statutory bodies. The constitutional bodies having the higher sanctity and strength than the bodies created by a legislative act. The reason is very simple, that the constitutional bodies were created by the framers of the constitutions with a specific object. Number one, to ensure their independence. Number two, impartiality. And number three is to ensure the free function of democracy. Election Commission of India is a constitutional body, and you all know that the members of the election commissions, that are the election commissioners, they're appointed by a special procedure prescribed by the constitution itself and the law, and their removal is also is almost equal to that of the judge of the Supreme Court, the High Court. That is special procedure for removal of the members of the commissions, election commissions. The reason is very simple. That is to ensure their independence, election commission independence, and to free from any bias or partiality. And I do not think, or I probably it will be too much, it will be arrogance on my part, if I say that since the Election Commission of India has been made by the concerned framers with the specific task to conduct, superintend, and to manage the election matters, the judiciary should not step into or should not intervene into the functioning of the Election Commission of India unless Election Commission of India does something which is ultra virus to the constitutions. And as such, there is hardly any need of or scope of judicial review in the matter of functioning or autonomy or independence of the Election Commission of India. But sorry to say, nowadays, the Election Commission of India, one of the most sacrosanct, sacred constitutional bodies of creature, is dumped as the vote chore or vote looters. This is very unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. And the reason for this is, what is the reason for apprehension of our calling branding a vote chore? Probably there are two reasons. Number one, the apprehension that the procedure involved in the matter of election or deletion, insertion or deletions of the voters, especially for the common people, may seem to be harsh, or they may be excluded from the electoral panel because most of the people are not aware of the procedure that is necessary for inclusion of name in case their names are deleted or their names are not found in the voters list. That may be valid reasons. But I believe that this apprehension for vote chore or to raise hue and cry against the election commission or against SIR lies somewhere else. It is because, as you know, that India and Bangladesh, for example, or other neighboring countries, there is no fixed permanent borders. They're open to both the countries. And there has been a huge influx of Bangladeshis from Bangladesh to India for two reasons. Number one, Bangladesh economically it is not as sound as India. The the scope of livelihood here is much more than greater than the Bangladesh. That is the main reason. And they had a free access to India. There was border on paper, but not in reality. And as such, there has been a democratic imbalance, especially in the bordering area, bordering district in West Bengal and other districts. And that is why the Prime Minister of India, while delivering his speech on 15th August 2025, has raised apprehension of fear regarding the change of demographic compositions in the bordering district. And that apprehension is quite reasonable, valid, because it is not only the question of democratic compositions, but the question of integrity and sovereignty of our country will be in danger if the non-citizens or the foreigners are allowed to have free access into our country. It is naturally going to alter or change the democratic balance of our country. And today's majority may become minority in some point of time. Probably we shall not be here at the time. And today's minority may turn out into a majority at some point of time. This is number one. And in such events, today, tomorrow, or after 15 days, 50 years, 20 years, the independence of the country or the existence of India will be very much at stake. That needs to be taken into account. And that is why, the many European countries in America are suffering from the same things. The France also, in England too, we know it very well. That Mr. Robinson, under the leadership of Robinson, is huge protest rallies going on in London streets against such intruders or the people coming without having any valid passport, visa, straightway coming into our country, putting pressure on our economy as well as job. They're snatching the jobs from the Indian citizens. So that needs to be taken into account. It's not a matter of vote. And secondly, if the electoral panel row voter list is not fair, or if there is lack of probity in the voter list or irregularity, what will happen? There shall not be a proper reflections of people's mandate in the vote. If the voter list itself is defective or replete with lacuna, then we are not going to see a fair reflections or reflection expressions of the people's mandate, the mandate of the people, or the will of the sovereignty. People are the sovereign will. And that is why the Election Commission of India, it is not for the first time, every after 2 decades or so, takes steps to see that the real citizens of the country are entitled to cast their votes on the basis of universal adult franchise. And the non-citizens, the foreigners, they do not get the status of citizens merely on the strength of Aadhaar card. I don't know why the Supreme Court, for a small person like me, an obscure lawyer, for me to question the power or regarding the Supreme Court's jurisdictions to intervene into the matter of such a small petty matter, Aadhaar card. We all know how the Aadhaar cards are made. The Aadhaar card is issued not on the basis of verification of background of a person. You all know whether Aadhaar card, how it is issued, how it is made. Just 200 rupees enough to make one Aadhaar card, and it is available everywhere. Like the way the lottery tickets are sold, the Aadhaar card also has been printed, made out in the same way. How can the Aadhaar card be best? How can Aadhaar be founded as a basis of citizenship? As we all know, in the Constitution of India, in the Indian Citizenship Act and People Living Act, it is only the citizens who are entitled to cast their votes, not the non-citizen foreigners. or some other people who are not Indian citizens. And citizenship is acquired and established on certain principles prescribed or enshrined in the law itself. And if a person can fulfill those criteria to become citizenship, then only they are allowed to vote, not mere Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card nowhere, no book, no consul anywhere. It is a, as you all know, the Aadhaar card was not there earlier. It is a new product just for identification of the people. And how can it be a basis of the citizenship? But of course, when even the Supreme Court of India has not said that the Aadhaar card is the sacrosanct doctrine for the document for the purpose of citizenship. A person cannot be called a citizen merely because he is an Aadhaar card holder. So I believe that time is ripe for all of us to set aside or to put aside the argument or a raise a hue and cry on the power, autonomy, independence of Election Commission of India in the matter of management, superintendent, and conduct of elections. And I believe the Supreme Court Election Commission's members of Election Commission of India, they are quite skilled enough, specialized enough in the field of conduct of elections, and that the lesser who interfere or criticize the functioning of the Election Commission of India, better it will be for the country, better it will be for the not only Election Commission of India, it will be good democratic exercise in the matter of universal voting system. Thank you very much. Good luck. God bless you. God bless you. Namaste. Namaskar.